Cosmo, come. Lay down. Lay down. Nice. Cookies. Good cookies. Yeah. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. I'm sorry last week we weren't doing a video because we were pretty busy at the library delivering books in our big book giveaway. And so this week we're excited to be back with Cosmo the super pup. Hey Cosmo. Hey, we're back now, aren't we? And this week we're going to be reading the story A Very Unusual Dog by Dorothy Joan Harris, and the pictures are by Lafave. So Cosmo is a very unusual dog and he likes treats, so I've got a few treats tucked in my pocket for today's reading, right? But I'm going to read today A Very Unusual Dog. This, by the way, is also one of the books that was part of our big book giveaway, and it still hasn't reached its family yet, but I'll give it a good wipe down and make sure that it goes back into the bag of the person who's going to receive it. A Very Unusual Dog. Put your head here. What are those toast crumbs doing on the windowsill? Asked Mother. I put them there, said Jonathan. They're for my dog. We don't have a dog, said Elizabeth, who was 7 and knew everything. I do, said Jonathan, and he likes toast crumbs. That's silly, said Elizabeth. Those toast crumbs will just sit there for days and then we'll get ants in the house, and that will be yucky. But the next morning, the crumbs were gone. At breakfast, Jonathan said to his mother, "Please, can we go to the park today? My dog wants to go." "Dogs have to be on a leash in the park, you know," said Elizabeth. "I know," said Jonathan. When Jonathan put on his jacket, he pulled out a long piece of rope with a little collar at the end of it. "What's that for?" asked Mother. "It's Dog's leash," said Jonathan. "Dog?" said Elizabeth. "Hasn't he even got a proper name?" "Yes, he's called Dog," said Jonathan. "Well, if you're going to drag that silly thing along, I'm not walking with you," said Elizabeth. So Elizabeth walked in front with Mother behind her, and Jonathan and his dog walked behind them both. Jonathan usually liked to go on the slide and the swings at the park, but today he just walked around. "Don't you want to go on the slide?" asked Mother. "No, Dog doesn't like slides. He just wants to walk around." "We didn't need to come to the park to do that," Mother said. That evening, when Elizabeth and Jonathan were watching television, Jonathan moved over to make room for his dog. "Dogs can't sit on the couch," said Elizabeth. So Jonathan sat on the floor instead, with his dog beside him. At bedtime, Jonathan folded his sweater and put it on the floor beside his bed. "What's your good sweater doing on the floor?" asked his mother. "It's for Dog. He likes to sleep close to me," said Jonathan. "He'll get dog hairs all over your sweater," said Elizabeth. "I don't mind," said Jonathan. For quite a few days, Jonathan left crumbs on the windowsill, put his sweater beside his bed, and took the rope to the park. On Sunday, when they were going to Grandma's apartment for dinner, Jonathan held the car door open for a long time. "What are you doing?" asked Elizabeth. I'm letting Dog in the car, said Jonathan. He can't sit beside me, said Elizabeth. He smells. He'll sit on the floor by my feet, said Jonathan. You think Cosmo do smell? You do smell? No, you don't smell. At Grandma's, Elizabeth said, Jonathan's being silly. He thinks he has a dog. It has to go everywhere with him. Oh, said Grandma. What kind of dog? He's got long ears and a soft coat, said Jonathan. His name is Dog. He's not a real dog, you know, said Elizabeth. Well, he sounds like a spaniel, said Grandma. She looked in her desk drawer and took out a photograph. It showed a dog with long ears sitting with a big fluffy cat. Does he look like this? She asked. Jonathan studied the photo. Yes, that's what he looks like, he said. Was this your dog? No, that was the dog that lived next door to me. The cat was mine, said Grandma. She used to play with the dog. She was a very unusual cat. What happened to her? Asked Jonathan. Well, she got old and died, said Grandma. Why don't you get another cat? Asked Jonathan. Well, I can't. The apartment building doesn't allow pets, said Grandma. Do you miss her? Sometimes. It was late when they left Grandma's. Jonathan fell asleep in the car, and his father carried him up to bed. The next morning, Jonathan ate all his toast without leaving any crumbs. Elizabeth watched him. Aren't you going to feed the dog of yours? She asked. No, said Jonathan. I left him at Grandma's. I think she was lonely for a pet. I don't believe you, said Elizabeth, and she went to the phone. Did Jonathan leave a dog at your apartment? She asked Grandma. Dog? Said Grandma. Yes, Jonathan said he left his dog with you because you were lonely, explained Elizabeth. Well, yes, he did, said Grandma. And Dog slept by my bed all night. Ask Jonathan what he likes to eat. Jonathan went to the phone. He likes toast crumbs best, he told Grandma. I'll remember that, said Grandma. And he likes to go for walks, and I had a leash for him. I'll remember that too, said Grandma. And you know what, Grandma, said Jonathan. If you want, you can even call him Cat. He won't mind. He's a very unusual dog. And that is the story of Very Unusual Dog. And I think this might have been the quietest reading we've ever done with Cosmo. It's his bedtime. You want to say bye, Cosmo? Say bye, everybody. Have a good day, everyone, and happy Monday. Enjoy the sunshine.